Alright guys, what's going on? So today we're at part 2 of the Tasty Cake Factory. So a little bit of an update. Fuck, no we're not. Alright guys, so today I'm going to be doing something a little bit differently. I'm not going to be doing a whole entire shoot just because of the circumstances due to the people that are here and all that stupid stuff. So today's just basically going to be a tip video on how to get into urban exploration, or if you do, how to like improve certain points so you don't get in danger, or if you just want to improve your video or photo quality. So with that being said, let's get into our first tip. Alright, so first tip I have for you is gear. Now I would say gear is probably the most essential thing that you can take on an urban exploration tour. Besides having a good group of friends, I can't stress that enough, but so gear. Couple things I would recommend is probably a good pair of boots. That's always helpful, at least for me. Having a good pair of boots, that way if you step on a nail or something falls on your foot, you won't hurt your feet. With that being said, I would also say maybe a good pair of pants, which I know it looks like I just have sweatpants on. I actually have jeans under this. It was kind of cold earlier, so whatever. But you want to have good quality clothing. And on top of that, you also want to have a sturdy jacket, maybe leather jacket or something of that sort, just something that won't rip when you get caught on something. And it can also protect you, so when it does rip, it won't cut you. And then lastly, I would say maybe probably multi-tool would be handy. Like, so in case you needed to, I don't know, sew something back together, or maybe if you need paracord for something, like to repair your bag, you can do that, and a multi-tool can cut the rope, so you basically have a repaired bag. That's great. Always having repaired stuff is awesome. And then gloves. I would say probably another important thing. That way if you grab onto something after falling, you can grab on and it won't cut you. Or if you need to get into combat, there's the little Kevlar knuckle things. So if, God forbid, you ever do need to get into some sort of combat and you don't have anything around, it's always good. You don't break your knuckles. It's cool, right? On top of that, I would say if you're with a big group, walkie-talkie so you can get in communication, because communication is always key. Quick story real quick. I was at Seaview Children's Hospital somewhere in North Jersey. I don't remember off the top of my head now, but basically it was just me, Alex, and Pat, and they both split off to somewhere else, and I was stuck by myself. And the only issue was the fact that I had a Apple iPhone 6s. Now I don't know if that was due to the software issue or what the hell was going on, but basically I was trying to get in contact with them because it was by myself and it was getting dark, and my phone died on me like 5 times. And it was at 70% battery, which was very, very, very weird. But with that being said, I guess let's get into our second tip.
Hello world! Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fantastic.
Sweet.
We gotta get in. We'll really open the open here. I'm just walking around. What the fuck's that noise? Is it so? Oh yeah, it is. I thought that alarm just started going off. Like, whoa, what the fuck? Whoa! Touch the door!
Whoa, bro.
Do I have to run now?
All of them locked? They're all locked.
This is a hobo alley. We can go in there. Any more doors?
Yeah.
No? We can't get a nail in your foot.
I got another pair of shoes in my car right now, so.
Oh, then you're good to go, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, trust me when I say if it's your first one, it's going to be one of your favorite things in the world. There's 2 places you can get in. Either, A, if the main gate's open, go in. There's going to be workers inside. Don't fucking worry about it. Just stay the fuck away from them. Alright, they're going to usually be at the front entrance area. But if you go to the side where the worker parking is, there's a hole in the gate. So you go through the gate to get to the worker parking. Go through that gate. Run along the back side. Look for, there's going to be a flap that's going to be held open by a shopping cart. Enter right through there and you're inside. Right inside.
Alright, let's go. So, just a little bit of a recap. We were here last time, we were in the building behind us. So now we're actually going into, at least try to get into whatever that is. So yeah, let's go in. So I was just told that we need a really big light, because I guess it's obviously dark. That's what you would need a light for, because, you know, it's dark. However, I don't know exactly where the entrance is.
Right there.
Oh.
That's what I said. Switch it in.
Alright.
So we're gonna go pick up the keys.
It's Let me switch over real quick to the camera.
I'm good. Damn.
Alright, so tip number 2. If you happen to walk across someone or come across somebody, definitely what I can say is be cautious, but don't be too scared or anything. It's really nothing to be worried about. The really only thing I could say maybe is if it's like a drug addict, you might want to be more careful, but for the most part, I would say you're pretty much good. As far as getting into the buildings, I would say try to keep your camera equipment as covert as possible, just so it doesn't look like you have all this fancy equipment out in case anybody sees you walk in. I mean, it's always good to say you're a photographer and not somebody who's like coming to vandalize, but it's more or less for the fact that like in case heroin addicts or something like that see your equipment, they won't try to attack you and take your stuff. So with that being said, that's tip number 2. 3, 2, 1, dropper.
Here we go.
Holy crap!
That was fucking awesome.
Oh my god. We're in Chester, PA. Yes, that was necessary. Having fun taping that hill?
Yep. It's a beautiful hill.
In a quarter mile, you will arrive at your destination.
What? What the fuck it just said to me?
Yes, I heard. A quarter mile, you will arrive at your destination.
I don't believe that to be true. I really don't.
Having fun taping this trailer park.
Hey guys, how's it going? Today we are going to this abandoned paper mill that's in Delaware. So right now, as you can see, we're on the highway. Not really much to see here. There's little I know about this place. I know that it's been under like 3 fires, and they used it to process paper from like, I guess it's from when it was wood to like bleaching it and then making it white. Like I said, there was a couple fires, so there's like a good amount of it that's actually, I mean, the frame's still there, but everything inside's like burned down. I think it's about 1/3 of the whole entire structure. I would say it's probably about 2 times the size of Cyanamid, which I know you guys haven't been there, but if you were there, you would see how big it is. It's about twice the size of that. It's like a ginormous structure. It's right by the water too, so it's really nice, and I know it's surrounded by trees too. So it's nice scenery, a lot of history behind it. They're actually gonna renovate it, and then there's a fire in, I believe, I wanna say November 2016, that basically canceled all that, so now it's just sitting dormant. So that being said, let's go explore. Should've cut the condom on.
Yeah, but I didn't. Am I having you?
We actually came through this way last time. From Maryland. Except we went straight. Oh, that's a Capital One building. Alright, so a little bit of an update. The Delaware thing was a bust. However, I have a surprise for you guys. So, with that being said, let's go. That was a fail. That was a fail. There we go, we got it. Tip number 3, I would say before you go and actually do a full-on exploration, do what we are actually doing right now, is pre-scouting. Seeing if there's any cameras, any security, how to get in, multiple ways to get in and out of the place without being detected, or if you are detected, think of ways to get out of it, saying just, you know, getting yourself out of scenarios in case you do run with the police. I'm not saying you should go into any of these abandoned buildings by any means. I'm not condoning it, but if you do, These are basically all the tips I'm going to give you so you don't get injured. Fourth, I would say use common sense. It's very self-explanatory, but let me explain. If something looks sketchy, don't step on it. If something looks like it can fall through, don't step on it. If something just doesn't feel right, it probably 90% of the time isn't right. I remember a time we went to Kings Park for the second time, and we were about to go into a building and found out it was MS-13 territory. If you don't know who that is, go look it up in the documentary. You'll find out real quick who they are. So use common sense and don't be stupid. Messing around in buildings like this, you can get injured and or killed. Or pretty much, you know what I mean. So that's tip number 4. So being though this is a quick video, I'm going to give you one last tip and then I'm going to head out of here. So tip number 5, the most important one is the rules of exploring. Let me break it down. So the first rule I would say, don't break anything if you don't have to. Especially because say there are cameras, just whatever reason say there are cameras, right? And you decide to break a window. Guess what? If that camera's active, you got caught breaking a window. That's criminal evidence. Don't do that. Instead, if you find a locked door, either A, try to find a key, or B, just leave it alone. Common sense. Rule number 2. If you're going to tag, at least don't like put curse words or weird taboo stuff on the walls. If you're going to do anything, do art. We all appreciate really nice art, but we don't appreciate seeing the F-bomb all over the place, or penises, or whatever, children, whatever you want to call yourselves, post on the walls. Come on, grow up. So another rule I could say is if you find other explorers, don't run away, but also don't engage them unless necessary, like saying hi or whatever. If you run into them, cool, that's fine. The worst thing you can find here is people. That's the scariest thing you can find. If you find Bigfoot, you find Bigfoot. You can run away from Bigfoot. You can't really get away from, I mean, you can get away from human, but it's a lot scarier because they have the power to call authority if needed. So try to stay away from other explorers. Also, they could be doing reckless stuff or being really loud and you don't want to get caught with them. So that's just another reason why you don't want to do that. And then the fourth thing I could say is don't take anything. Leave everything as it is. As I like to say the reference, take nothing, leave nothing but footprints. Self-explanatory. Don't take anything. It's not yours to take. Just come in, explore, take pictures, take video like I do, but don't take anything. Just leave it as it was. And with that being said, this concludes my tip video. I'll see you next week for a secret reveal.